Dobar dan i dobrodošli u srce Beograda. Nalazimo se ispred Narodne skupštine gde ja čekam mog sledećeg gosta. Izabrala sam baš ovo mesto zato što sam prošle nedelje sa njom videla razna umetnička dela u Milanu, a danas ćemo gledati nešto u Beogradu. Moja današnja gošća, Anabel, je deo mog tima već skoro 3 godine, a verovali ili ne, nikada do sada nije bila u Beogradu. Iako vrlo često sarađuje sa ljudima sa našeg podneblja, upravo zato što mnogi članovi mog tima potiču upravo odavde. Čekamo Anabel i ja jedva čekam da joj pokažem, ovo je tek početak Beograda.
Hello.
Finally in Belgrade.
Dobro jutro, Tamara.
Oh, you're so good.
Hello.
Well, I'm so proud
so
of
happy
you.
I'm here.
I'm so happy. We're in the heart of Belgrade. This is Nikola Pašić Square, and we're in front of where the National Assembly takes place in Belgrade.
It looks like a theater. Like,
yeah.
So nice, or like an opera
I'm so
building.
happy you say that because, I mean, in the past week we had a bit of like cultural, you know, raising cultural awareness in Milan, but right now, for your first time in Belgrade,
I love it.
I'm gonna bring you here. Let's proceed because there's a lot of art and history that you need to see inside. I'm sure you are impressed by this gorgeous entry hall.
Too stunned to speak.
I love it. What a beautiful dome. You have to look up there to see all the symbols. And I'm so happy we have a beautiful day so that you can see how the light hits it. So where do I start? Let me see. Okay, from what you can see, it's a gorgeous marble, multicolored hall, which is like an entrance hall. But you will see that there are like 4 monuments. Now, before I start telling you about the sculptures that you can see, what's important to know that this whole like building was filmed basically over like 30 years because it was started and stopped and started and stopped. And it started when it was Kingdom of Serbia.
Yeah.
But when it was finished, it was Kingdom of Yugoslavia. So it's changed a lot. And in fact, we had to kind of stop the building process because there were like Balkan Wars first, and then at the beginning of the 20th century, and then the First World War. So eventually, when they were putting the sculptures, they were putting it for the people that were making the kind of country, which is Serbs, Croatians, and Slovenian people. So we have 2 very important, prominent Serbian personalities here, Kralj Đorđe and Tsar Dušan. Here, they represent Serbia. We have a statue that represents Croatia, and we have a statue that represents Slovenia as well. On the left side over there, there is a bust of Nikola Pašić that this whole square that we're on carries the name of him. And then on the right-hand side, you can see a sort of like a memorial stone for non-aligned forces because Yugoslavia was also a part of non-aligned. And actually, the first conference of non-aligned was held here in September in 1961.
So interesting. It's like a history lesson.
History lesson. You're going to learn everything you need to know, basically, because it's very important for you to know a lot about the country, especially because you end up always wearing with a lot of Serbian and Croatian people.
I only work with Balkan people.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But, you know, it's good for you to know our history. The actual architecture was projected by an architect called Nikolaj Krasnov. I love domes, you know. I always like when I see a dome, I think of like Florence, or I think about, you know, like all those like majestic kind of Renaissance buildings. There are a lot of symbols because, you know, initially they were all like royal representing monarchy.
Yeah.
You see the 2 angels, and there's like a symbol. Well, the truth is that that symbol was actually representing kingdom before, but then it got changed because we changed so many times the political system. It used to be kingdom, like monarchy. And then it was like eventually a socialistic country and eventually communist country. So that is an important symbol as well of the history, but the rest of the symbols all represent monarchy.
Thank you.
Good.
So much smarter now, actually.
I mean, you know, I'm giving you like a little cultural, historical lesson today. But don't worry, we're going to give you a bit more fun facts as well. I'll try and make it as fun as possible. Okay, so one of the main reasons why I brought you to this place is because it's a huge cultural spot, and it's not for the political reasons, obviously. So in front of us, we have a beginning of the core collection of art from this incredible place. And I wanted to ask you first a little question, a test question, a trick question. There are 12 paintings in front of us. Can you recognize that 4 have different artistic style?
Yes.
Which 4?
Of course I can. These 4.
Correct. So actually these are like the portraits, as you can see, from members of assembly. Most of these were painted by a very famous painter, Uroš Predić, but not those 4, because they actually belong to a different story. They're all here together, and you can clearly see the difference in work. The art that this building has is absolutely incredible.
Only one inside profile.
Yeah, well, that's correct.
It's okay.
I can see your visual eye for the picture is on. So yeah, here we go. This corridor makes me feel a bit like corridor being fixed, right?
Yeah.
Like having our best Pilates posture. This part of the building is the busiest part, especially when any kind of like press conferences take place here. You know, you can see a lot of sort of like sitting down areas. It's just like a general hall, you know. When Tito died, his coffin was laid here in the middle. And you can see also 4 statues around the room. They're representing different important Yugoslavian, kind of like, I would say, lines of economy, right? So we have like a maritime, we have crafts, we have industry, and we have agriculture. And we're gonna proceed here.
This is actually
this is beautiful,
super
yeah.
nice, yeah.
Okay, welcome. After you, guests first.
Wow.
So you get to see this.
This is so
Special
impressive.
room. This is where National Assembly takes place. And I will show you a little bit around, and then we can have a seat.
You also have the feeling that you have to whisper in here.
Yeah.
To be like really...
But we probably don't.
No, you can speak up.
Is it echoey? Ooh. I guess it's like a very good acoustics, you know? Even though, as you can see, there are microphones. What caught your eyes first?
Red carpet.
Oh,
Yeah.
a little bit very glamorous.
But also the marble.
Yeah, the 2-color marble. And then we have all full oak. I mean, furnishing, I would say. And the walls. And right here on the left side, you will notice that we have symbols of Serbia as well as the 2 flags. I really wanted to have a seat, or
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. Good point. You never know.
Never stop dreaming.
And now, as my special guest, I will let you press
The red button.
the red button.
You should never actually press the red button.
No?
But I will do it. Just for... It's okay.
Nothing happened on this occasion. This is actually where notes are written. So shorthand notes are written, which is what they're called really, but that's the notes of everything that is being said during the National Assembly. You have around 250 MPs, I believe. And yeah, they all sit here, and every single Serbian law has to be passed in this room.
That's quite impressive.
But then, what I think it would be also nice to show you, you can see this gallery, and you can see the roof. There is a glass roof, which brings a lot of daylight. I mean, it would be difficult, I think, to lit this room.
Yeah. But who is allowed to be on the gallery balcony?
So, like, students would come and visit, so perfect. Students come and visit from time to time, or guests that are invited, ambassadors, when the inauguration takes place, you know. And then over here, we have something very important for Serbian history, which is Sretenje Constitution. This was passed by Miloš Obrenović. It was too modern for the time, but I'm going to show it to you later so you can properly have a look. It was actually at a time when Serbia was not even independent, but we celebrate it still on 15th of February. And it's a very important date for us. We don't go to school.
Best day ever.
So, you know. And that's it. It feels like we should whisper.
Yeah, because I love this place, honestly. It feels good to sit here.
Right? Yeah. I thought the same. It like comes. I think this whole building gives you some kind of like importance.
Yes. Yeah, I love it.
I mean, wow. So we have like 250 MPs sitting here and discussing all the different laws and matters of the country. And one very important one of them that I would like to mention is a Nobel Prize winner, Ivo Andrić, that was coming here from, I believe, 1950 to 1953. He was one of the very important figures of Serbian. Also, like, he's written a book that I'm going to try and get you in English to read as well.
Please.
You know, because I'm getting you more and more closer to this whole culture. Also, you will see around here that everything is made of oak wood. I wonder what's really the German... Chic, right? Yeah. What's the German National Assembly like? What does it look like?
Not this chic.
No?
More modern.
More modern style?
Yeah. But it's also kind of nice.
I love to see different, you know, like the British one where they like wear the whole outfits. Well, in front of us as well, you can see the chair that nobody is allowed to sit on, except for one.
Not even you?
I think we can maybe ask, but I don't think so, you know? We can maybe like when no one's watching. Can you see any cameras?
Yeah, I see quite a few.
Another thing that I love about this place, and you will know why, that every word that is said in this room is written down.
So no one can forget it.
No one can forget anything, you know? And also, I think it's quite interesting because imagine if like the MPs had to repeat themselves all the time.
And you can just say, look it up. I said it 30 years ago.
Exactly.
Like, keep up.
On 7th of September, 3 years ago, I already said it. I think we should have the same rule for our work trips. Every word has to be written down.
Not every word. Otherwise, it would get a little bit maybe problematic.
Yeah, you're right, 100%. But I have to say, I really feel like fiddling with these things and like, you know, saying something, excuse me, I would like to have a word.
1 Coke Zero, please.
I think there is no food and drinks in this room, maybe some water, and definitely no bad words. You're not allowed. You have to like be respectful. We have to, you know, be playing in the best interest of Serbia. And one super interesting thing, if you think that we are very special, that we can come here, actually, no. In fact, all the people can come here on the first Saturday of every month. This is an open house from 9:30 to 10:30. Only thing they have to do is, for example, register with the tourism board of Serbia.
I think it's so good.
I think so too.
Go and watch stuff like this. It's so interesting.
And you know, it's kind of like, it's good to see something different. And something that you see on TV, it's nice to see it in real life, because I've seen this place on social media, on TV, many times. So, you know, it's good to see it.
Yeah, same.
And I like this kind of middle part where you can go and present to 250 people that you have something important to say. Like, excuse me, everybody, nobody said anything about my new shoes today.
Do you want to go and say?
Or your new Bottega bag.
They did. It's okay.
So right after, we're going to go to the library. where you will be able to see the Srettenja Constitution that you see there, a little kind of form of it, an example of it, but you will be able to have a look at it. And also we will be able to see all the shorthand notes. So as I mentioned, all the words are written down. So for example, imagine what you just said. Remember 10 years ago on this date, let's see what was said. Every single word is written in the shorthand notes. So right now we're gonna go to the library, check it out. I'm actually very curious.
Same.
Okay, wow, I'm loving the light in here. It's so beautiful.
I love the marble staircase.
The way it's carved.
It's like a princess castle.
Right? So busy here.
There's a lot going on and we're gonna join.
Yes, going for a very important conference. Now we're going to the library. At the end of this hall, you can see it behind the short flight of stairs. Behind the wooden door. I've heard a lot about this library. Then we're also passing some gifts around from different kind of, you know, MPs from other places. And there's a particular one that I wanted to show you because recently, I believe in 2017, King Charles, who was Prince then, came and he was in the entrance hall and he actually gifted these watercolor glass placemats. As you can see, they're sort of like beautiful watercolor things that Prince of Wales himself actually painted during the 90s. Yeah.
But then he's quite talented.
Right?
Yeah.
I think so too.
Like this one.
This is from the 1907. And I think this is really beautiful. But also, can I say something? I mean, this is like, as a child, I used to also gift to my parents. It's like a watercolor.
And they would be like, thanks.
And they'd be like, thank you so much. So
never look at it again.
Yeah, I don't know. And there's lots of other different countries, like from China and India. Yeah, lots of. Which one do you like the most?
I think I like the most this one.
Yeah?
Such a chic bell.
Oh, I love it. This is a gift from the President of Parliament in Bulgaria, 2013. So, love that. Ding! Yeah.
Excuse me.
I love the kind of idea. That sounds good. Let's see, further down here.
I also love these.
Yeah. The little from Cycladic civilization. Oh, this is so beautiful. Then we have Congo. Wow.
China and everyone, they've been giving a lot of gifts.
China's very generous, clearly. Welcome to Diplomatic Salon. And this is actually very special for me. I will tell you why. We have a lot of art on the walls, as you can see. I was telling you at the beginning. This is like a artistic core for Serbia. And on the right side, you have a bit of Karađorđević dynasty. And on the left side, we have a bit of Obrenović members. But you know, like for example, you have a painting over there of Karađorđe. That painting I've seen since my childhood in pretty much every like history book and in general books and classrooms, it would be like as a picture on the wall. And I've never actually seen the original. You know, it's like
love
seeing
the frames also. Like Mona Lisa for first time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like seeing Mona Lisa your whole life on like, I don't know, gadgets and things and books and everywhere, but never actually seeing it in real life. So, okay, let's proceed a little bit in the salon. You have a centerpiece of this chandelier with 36 light bulbs that kind of look like candles, as you can see. 36 because it was opened in 1936. Initially, it was built as sort of like an office, cabinet, a place where King Alexander Karađorđević would accept all the important functionaries of other countries, ambassadors, etc. But he was assassinated in Marseille in 1934. So even though it was made for him,
he never made it here.
He never got to see it. I love the columns as well, as you can see. But
I love this chandelier. I think it's so impressive.
Same. I don't even understand how
They can just hang there, yeah.
Right? In the corner over there, we even have a gift from East Germany and German encyclopedia.
Let's go look through them.
Yeah, but I mean, I would offer you a seat, but we're not actually allowed to sit in here until we become ambassadors.
It's okay.
Yeah, for now.
A few years.
Yeah, we'll come back. And then, of course, it's very important for me to mention that we have a painting here of Prince Paul, who mainly actually frequented in this room and worked in this room. And it also takes after him the name. They sometimes call it Prince Paul's Salon because he actually was the one who worked here instead of the King Alexander Karađorđević. A lot of gifts from Turkey, Sweden, China. As you can see, the plate over there even has a German writing on it. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of... I feel like even the air is a little bit historical.
Yeah, I feel so too.
What do you think? How does it compare to the Bundestag?
Loved it.
Oh.
So Bundestag is more modern. This is more historical, I feel like. But such like beautiful architecture, beautiful artwork. I loved it.
What was the favorite thing you've seen?
My favorite was probably the entrance hall with like the dome, and it's so magical. I love it.
Good choice. Good choice. Well, thank you so much for coming. We still have more stuff to see in Belgrade.
Anytime again.
I'm happy to hear. A vama hvala što ste nas gledali i vidimo se i sledeće nedelje.